Anyone that follows me knows that I don't really do editing, certainly not for my private photographs. But for corporate work, I do editing to correct problems such as low light, grainy pictures. And I'm just getting into Lightroom, so I thought I'd share some of the things that I've been doing. And in this video, I'm basically working out how to adjust the lighting where the lighting in the circumstances went wrong. So, for the purposes of my testing and working out how it works, these are two pictures I chose, not because they're particularly good, but because they were wrong. So I just chose these two pictures basically as my starting position. Problem, of course, with rock concerts or any form of stage environment is that you're not in control of the lighting, and especially with a rock concert or any concert of any form, the lights change, and they change very, very quickly. So you can line yourself up for a subject and then suddenly find the light has been removed from your image, which can obviously change exactly what you were trying to do and work against you. So in the original image, the problem was that the subject here, what I'd chosen to be the subject, actually had the light taken off him just at the moment I was taking the photograph. And the spotlight is actually now on the singer in the background, who of course is out of focus and wasn't my intended subject. So in effect, what I want to really do is join the two together and effectively have the spotlight on the subject, and the singer in the background is far less important. So what I did first of all is I upped the exposure to get my subject exposed correctly. That's the first thing. The second thing then is using the gradiated filter. I knock out the brightness that I've introduced and a bit more to take out the brightness from the light that went on the person that wasn't my subject. As you can see now, from the alternating image, you can see that effectively the spotlight has been moved, as if the spotlight was different at the time I'd taken the picture, which actually is kind of what I'm after, which is this effect that the subject is the prominent illuminated object in the photograph as well. So the next example is a street photography scene that I took, which compositionally I found rather interesting, but the lighting was completely wrong. The exposure, of course, has got to concentrate on not blowing everything out from the sky and from the more illuminated building from the back. At the same time, of course, the subject with the grey background, the grey jacket, is obviously very dead and almost invisible. And it becomes almost an architectural shot that just incidentally happened to have a person. So first of all, on this one, I modified it by using gradiated filters to knock the two buildings out and suppress some of their brightness. That was partially obviously because of the light, but also because of the colour. They were white and they were reflecting the light off the building, the other side of the road from where I was photographing. The second thing I did was I increased the vibrance, the contrast and the brightness of the door, the person at the bottom. And as we can see from this example, again, it looks as if a light has been moved. It's as if we're controlling the sun. So those are just two sample pictures that I took from before while I was learning Lightroom, just to see what I could do and how I could correct images from bad lighting situations in the past. I hope that gives some insight into what one can do, and certainly don't throw away those images from street photography purely because the person is not in the light at the time. I think a lot can be done when you've got the composition right. As I said, these images were not taken particularly for the composition. They were there to test and to work as a basis for learning Lightroom and working out how to control it.